Whenever I hear a leftist politician denounce capitalist greed in a prophetic tone, I wonder if they truly believe that the yearning for power is morally superior to the desire for money, or if they simply pretend to believe it to appear virtuous. Clearly, there is no third alternative. No leftist activist wants to start a revolution only to go home and live as an obscure ordinary citizen in the socialist republic. Each one of them is, by definition, a potential holder of power in the future state. That is the only difference between a party member and a simple voter. When taking up the revolutionary struggle, the minimum expectation of an individual is to secure a position as a people's commissar. After all, it would make no sense for someone who has borne the responsibility of an active leader in the destruction of capitalism to contribute any less to the construction of socialism. The same, of course, applies, mutatis mutandis, to supporters of fascism or any other proposal for radical societal change. Therefore, all revolutionary activism is inseparable from the thirst for power, and it takes sheer audacity or pathological unawareness to not recognize that this passion is infinitely more destructive than the desire for wealth. Wealth, no matter how much financiers try to relativize it, always has a material foundation: houses, food, clothing, utensils, which makes it a tangible entity, a visible good that holds inherent value, independent of surrounding opulence or poverty. Power, as Nietzsche astutely observed, is nothing unless it becomes more power. This is the most obvious thing in the world. However mediated by social relations, wealth is ultimately dominion over things. Power is dominion over men. A rich person does not become poor when their neighbors also become wealthy, but power that is equalized by other powers automatically nullifies itself. Wealth grows through the accumulation of assets, whereas power, essentially, does not increase by expanding its means, but by suppressing the means of action of other individuals. To establish a police state, there is no need to provide the police with more weapons, it suffices to take away weapons from the citizens. A dictator does not become a dictator by assuming new rights, but by suppressing the old rights of the people. It took the human intellect descending to an almost subnatural level for a philosophy, or something of the sort, to come up with the reversal of such an evident equation, seeing poverty as the foundation of wealth and political power as the creative instrument of equality. The most characteristic phenomenon of the 20th century, totalitarianism, was not a deviation or accident on the path to the democratic dream. It was the unavoidable consequence of a suicidal belief in the moral superiority of political power and its egalitarian social mission. The result of this belief is evident for all to see. The promised economic equality did not materialize, but, in return, the disparity in means of action between the governed and the rulers grew to a point that even the most ambitious tyrants of antiquity wouldn't have dared to imagine. Julius Caesar, Attila, or Genghis Khan would have recoiled in horror if someone offered them the means to listen to every private conversation or disarm all adult men. Today, rulers are already studying how to genetically program the behavior of future generations. They are not satisfied with the destructive power of demons, they desire the creative power of gods. It is one of the most atrocious perversions of our time that a person driven by the simple desire to become wealthy is considered morally harmful and almost a criminal, while those aspiring to political power are seen as shining examples of idealism, goodness, and love for others. A century that thinks in such a way cries out to the heavens for sending them a Stalin or a Hitler. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This text was taken from the article, Money and Power, by Olavo de Carvalho, written in 1999.